चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय।
बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा जय। हरे कृष्णा प्रेम सर आफ्टर लॉन्ग टाइम।
हरे कृष्णा।
बाहर गए हुए थे?
कहीं नहीं, बस
ठीक है, शुरू करते हैं।
Yeah.
हम लोग वी स्टार्टेड रीडिंग 9th अध्याय ऑफ 8th स्कंद। या 8th केंतो का 9th अध्याय हम लोगों ने शुरू किया। 9th अध्याय में भगवान विष्णु मोहिनी मूर्ति का रूप धारण करते हैं, राइट। और जैसा कि हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं, द ओशन चर्निंग इज गोइंग ऑन। क्षीर सागर में या अमृत के लिए राक्षस एंड देवता दोनों मिलकर, राइट, ऑन मंदिर पर्वत जो भगवान ने कछुए रूप में उठाए हुए हैं, राइट, उसमें समुद्र मंथन कर रहे हैं। And then we saw how everything takes place, how Rama Devi appears, right? And how one after another, how the horses appear, the elephants appear, the Kaustubh money appeared, right? So we saw so many things happening during Samudra Manthan. Finally, Dhanantar with the Amrit Kund appears. And that Amrit Kund, the demons, they snatch it away and run. But meanwhile, Vishnu Bhagwan, right, appears as Mohinī-Mūrti. All the asuras, the demons, get attracted towards Mohinī-Mūrti roop, and then they agree that Mohinī-Mūrti will do the distribution of nectar as she desires, right? So in the process, जैसा कि हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे, भगवान विष्णु मोहिनी-मूर्ति के स्वरूप में अमृत सारा देवताओं को पिला देते हैं, एक्सेप्ट देवताओं के बीच में, या सूर्य और चंद्रमा के बीच में एक डेमन के जो था, he comes and sits there, right? और वो भी अमृत लेने लगते हैं, and that's the time when the Surya Devata and Chandra Devata realizes, and then Lord Vishnu cuts the head, and that head cuts, so the head is Rahu, the head is in Rahu because Amrit पी लिया होता है, so then Rahu is situated between Surya and Chandrama, and then the remaining portion of the body जो उस दिन अपन बात नहीं कर पाए, I know Shivanand Prabhu was mentioning it, he is not joined today, but the rest of the body appears as Ketu, so the Rahu head and Ketu, that's why you see them in 360 180 degrees, between Surya and Chandrama. That's how the Surya and Chandrama Grahan takes place, right? How the moon Grahan takes place when Ketu comes and the Rahu hides moon, the Surya Grahan takes place. So, anyway, so then the Amrit is given to all the Devatas. That's what we are reading. And we are actually reading why Devatas get Amrit. We are reading the Shlok last week. Says the place, the time, the cause, the purpose, the activity and the ambition were all the same for both the demigods and the demons. दोनों समुद्र मंथन कर रहे थे, दोनों मिलकर अमृत के लिए प्रतीक्षा कर रहे थे, but the demigods achieved one result and the demons another, because the demigods are always under the shelter of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet. They could very easily drink the nectar and get its result. The demons, however, not having sought shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, were unable to achieve the result they desired. Is what Sukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj. And I don't think we read this purport last week. Very nice purport. So let's read this. Anilji.
In Bhagavad Gita 4.11, it is said, Ya yatha mam prapadante tamas tathaiva bhajami aham. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Judge who rewards or punishes different persons according to their surrender unto his lotus feet. Therefore, it can actually be seen that although karmis and bhaktas may work in the same place at the same time, with the same energy and with the same ambition, they achieve different results. The karmis transmigrate through different bodies in the cycle of birth and death, sometimes going upwards and sometimes downward, thus suffering the results of their actions in the karma chakra, the cycle of birth and death. The devotees, however, because of fully surrendering at the lotus feet of the Lord, are never baffled in their attempts. Although externally they work almost like the karmis, the devotees go back home, back to Godhead, and achieve success in every effort. The demons or atheists have faith in their own endeavors, but although they work very hard day and night, they cannot get any more than their destiny. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Okay.
The devotees, however, can surpass the reaction of karma and achieve wonderful results, even without effort. It is also said, Phalen parichayate. One's success or defeat in any activity is understood by its result. There are many karmis in the dress of devotees, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead can detect their purpose. The karmis want to use the property of the Lord for their selfish sense gratification, but a devotee endeavors to use the Lord's property for God's service. Therefore, a devotee is always distinct from karmis, although the karmis may dress like devotees, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 3.9. Yajnarthat karmano nyatra loko yam karma bandhana. One who works for the Lord Vishnu is free from the material world, and after giving up his body, he goes back home, back to Godhead. A karmi, however, always externally working like a devotee, is entangled in his non-devotional activity, and thus he suffers the tribulations of material existence. Hare Krishna.
Thus, from the results achieved by the karmis and devotees, one can understand the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who acts differently for the karmis and jnanis than for the devotees. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita therefore says, Krishna Bhakta Nishikama Ataev Santa Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakali Asanta. The karmis who desire sense gratification and jnanis who aspire for the liberation of merging into the existence of the Supreme, and the yogis who seek material success in mystic power are all restless, and ultimately they are baffled. But the devotee who does not expect any personal benefit and whose only ambition is to spread the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead is blessed with all the auspicious results of Bhakti Yoga without hard labor. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I think this one is what is really, really important, right? What it's mentioning is the difference between karmis, jnanis, right, yogis, and the bhakti. Yeah. The karmis are generally, of course, desiring sense gratification. Even if they are doing good karmas and all that, right? They are always seeking some kind of sense gratification and results. The jnanis are in the liberation mode, right? They want to merge into the existence of the Supreme. Like we'll see Parabrahma, right? They will say the God has no form. They just want to merge into the energy. They want to get the liberation. And they achieve that too, right? So that's Gyanis try to do that with their knowledge, right? And then the yogis seek material success in mystic power. Yeah. So you will see a lot of yogis, they will have so much power as we know. Right? They can even walk, they can cross the water, whatever. They can get Ashtasiddhis, right? So those are the yogis. But what is being mentioned is all restless. Yeah. And ultimately they get baffled at some point in time, right? All those things, they get baffled. But the devotee who does not expect any personal benefit, he doesn't seek any power, he doesn't need seek any siddhi, things like that. And his only seva is to spread the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Is blessed with all auspicious results of bhakti yoga without hard labor. That's what was mentioned in the previous paragraph. Like those are the ones who achieve the greatest success in this human life, and the greatest success in this human life is to go back to Godhead, yeah, to go back to Lord Krishna. He says, Krishna Bhakta is Nishkam, Ateva Santa, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami, Sakal Ashanta. Yeah, so the Shant is the Nishkam Krishna Bhakta, is what is mentioned. Anilji?
Yad yajyate suvasu karma mano vachobhi देहात्मजादिषु नृभिस्तादसत् पृथक्त्वात् तैरेव सद्भवति यत् क्रियते पृथक्त्वात् सर्वस्य तद्भवति मूलनिषेचनं यत्. In human society, there are various activities performed for the protection of one's wealth and life by one's words, one's mind, and one's actions. But they are all performed for one's personal or extended sense gratification with reference to the body. All these activities are baffled because of being separate from devotional service. But when the same activities are performed for the satisfaction of the Lord, the beneficial results are distributed to everyone, just as water poured on the root of a tree is distributed throughout the entire tree. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. What is being mentioned is when the activities are done for the devotional service, for the satisfaction of the Lord, then everyone gets the benefit of that. Yeah, like Moola Nisechanam Viyata. The root of a tree, you put water, it goes to the whole tree. That's what is mentioned. And this ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 8th canto, 9th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Lord Incarnates as Mohinī-Mūrti. Bolo Mohinī-MūrtiBhagwan ki
Jai.
Jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
So we'll start the 10th chapter, the battle between the demigods and the demons. Again, so what happens after the Samudra Manthan and Devatas get all the Amrit? What happens next is what Sukdev Goswami ji is telling Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah. And also I forgot to mention, but today is our 500th session of Srimad Bhagavatam reading.
Yeah.
So slowly and slowly, we are hitting the 5th century. So, all Srimad Bhagavatam's blessings. We will start 10th Adhyay. Ajay?
Yeah. Shri Shuk Uvach Iti Danav Daiteya Navindra Namitam Nip Yuktaha Karmani Yaktaksh Vasudev Parang Mukha. Sukdev Goswami said, O king, the demons and Daityas are all engaged with full attention and effort in churning the ocean. But because they were not devotees of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, they were not able to drink the nectar. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. They were Vasudev, Parang Mukha. They were not devotees of Vasudev and they were not able to get the Amritam. Is what Sukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah. Prem.
Sad Yitva Mritam Rajan Payvit yitva sokan suran pashyanta sarvabhutanam yayo garudvahana. O king, after the Supreme Personality of Godhead had brought to completion the affairs of churning the ocean and feeding the nectar to the demigods, who are his dear devotees, he left the presence of them all and was carried by Garuda to his own abode. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yayo Garudvahana. Yeah, Pashyatam Sarvabhutanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead goes back to his abode. Anilji?
Tapaknanam paramradhim drashtva te dityanandanaha amrasya mana utpetur devan pratyun idya tata ida. Seeing the victory of the demigods, the demons became intolerant of their superior opulence. Thus they began to march toward the demigods with raised weapons. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so demons again started to get into fight. Yeah. Ajay?
ततः सुरगणाः सर्वे सुधया पीतयेद्धिताः प्रतिसंयुधः शस्त्रैर्नारायण पदाश्रयाः. Thereafter, being enlivened because of drinking the nectar, the demigods who are always at the shelter of the lotus feet of Narayan use their various weapons to counterattack the demons in a fighting spirit. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so like this between demons and devatas, the yuddha started. It's mentioned that devatas are always at the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Narayan. Yeah. Narayan Pad Asraya hai. Okay.
Tat devasuro nama rana param darunam rod syudvanto rajam stumalo rom harshna. O king, a fierce battle on the beach of the ocean of milk ensued between the demigods and the demons. The fighting was so terrible that simply hearing about it would make the hair on one's body stand on end. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna says Rom Harshana hai, right? The hair on one's body will stand that how fierce the fighting was. Tatranyonam sapantanaste saram bhadamansorane samasadhyashibhi bhane nirjavignu vivedayudhe. Both parties in that fight were extremely angry at heart and in enmity. They beat one another with swords, arrows, and varieties of other weapons. Anilji?
Shankaturya mrudanganam bhairir marinam mahan hastasyascha rathapattinam nadatam nisano bhavata. The sounds of the conch shells, bugles, drums, bharis, and dumries, kettle drums, as well as the sounds made by the elephants, horses, and soldiers who were both on chariots and foot, were tumultuous. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ajay.
रथिनो रतिभिः स्तत्र पत्तिभिः सह पत्तयः हयैर्भाक्षेमै सज्जन्त संयुगे. On the battlefield, the charioteers fought with the opposite charioteers, the infantry soldiers with the opposing infantry, the soldiers on the horseback with the opposing soldiers on horseback, and the soldiers on the backs of the elephants with the enemy soldiers on the elephants. In this way, the fighting took place between equals. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So devatas and asuras are again fighting. Prem?
Uste kachi bhai kechid pare yuyudh khare kechid dor mukhay shri Sri Ched Bihari Bharta. Some soldiers sought on the backs of camels, fought on the backs of camels, some on the backs of elephants, some on the asses, and some on white-faced and red-faced monkeys, some on tigers and some on lions. In this way, they all engaged in fighting. Hare Krishna.
विद्येहकर्भे केरण्ये शेन भासे स्तिमिङ्गिले शर्भे महेशे खङ्गे गोर विसर्गे वयारुणेः शिवाभीरा कुभि केचित् विकलाशेष नरे बस्तरे के कृष्ण सारे हंसरन्ये च सूकरे अन्ये जल स्थल खगे सत्वे विकृत विग्रहे सेनयोरुभयो राजन् विविश्रुते अग्रतोऽग्रतः. O king, some soldiers fought on the backs of vultures, eagles, ducks, hawks, and bhasha birds. Some fought on the back of timingilas, which can devour huge whales. Some on the backs of sarbhas, and some on buffalo, rhinoceroses, cows, bulls, jungle cows, and arunas. Others fought on the back of jackals, rats, lizards, rabbits, human beings, goats, black deer, swans, and boars. In this way, mounted on animals of the water, land, and sky, including animals with deformed bodies, both armies faced each other and went forward. Anilji?
चित्रध्वजपटे राजान् तत्रपते सीतामले महाधनैर्वज्रदैर्दैव्यजनैर्बहिर्चामरैः बातोद्धतोत्तरो वष्णी शैरर्चिभिर्विमर्भूषणैः स्फुरद्भिर्विशदैः शस्त्रैः सुतरां सूर्यरश्मिभिः देवदानववीराणां ध्वजिन्यो पापडुनन्दन रेजतुर्वीरमालाभिर्या दशामिव सागरो. O king, O descendants of Maharaja Pandu, the soldiers of both the demigods and demons were decorated by canopies, colorful flags, and umbrellas with handles made of valuable jewels and pearls. They were further decorated by fans made of peacock feathers and by other fans also. The soldiers, their upper and lower garments waving in the breeze, naturally looked very beautiful, and in the light of the glittering sunshine, their shields, ornaments, and sharp, clean weapons appeared dazzling. Thus, the ranks of soldiers seemed like two oceans with bands of aquatics. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So this is how the fight between Devatas and Asuras is going on. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. वैरोचनो बलिः संख्ये सो असुराणां चमुपतिः यानं वैहायसं नाम कामगं मया निर्मितम्. Excuse me, sorry, I think something. Sorry about this. Sorry. Okay. यानं वैहायसं नाम कामगं मया निर्मितम्. सर्व सांग्रामी कोपेतं सर्वाश्चर्यमयं भ्रपो प्रतर्क्यमनिर्देश्यं दृश्यमानं दर्शनम् आस्थित ततस्तद विमानाग्र्यं सर्वानिकाधिपैर्वृतः बालव्यजनछत्राज्ञे रेजे चंद्र इवोदये. For that battle, the most celebrated commander-in-chief, Maharaja Bali, son of Virochana, was seated on a wonderful airplane named Vaihayasa. O king, this beautifully decorated airplane has been manufactured by the demon Maya and was equipped with weapons of all types of combat. It was inconceivable and indescribable. Indeed, it was sometimes visible and sometimes not. Seated in this airplane under a beautiful protective umbrella and being fanned by the best of Chamaras, Maharaj Bali, surrounded by his captains and commanders, appeared just like the moon rising in the evening, illuminating all directions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is being described is Maharaj Bali, right? Who is the head of all the demons, right? How he appeared is what is being described during the battle. Ajay?
ससंवर्तो यानयूथानां पतयो असुराः नमुचि शंबरो बाणो विप्रचि चित्रया मुखे द्विमूर्धा कालनाभवत् प्रहेति हितिर्वलः निर्भूत संतापो वज्रदंशो विरोचनः हग्रगीवः शंकशिरा कपिलो मेघ दुदुम्भे तारक शक्दिक् शुंभो निशुंभे जंभ उत्कलः अरिष्ट नेमिश्च मयश्च त्रिपुराधिपः अन्ये पोलो मकालेया निवातक वचादया अलब्ध भागा सोमस्य केवलम क्लेश भागिन सर्व एते रणमुखे बहुशो निर्जितामरा सिंहनादान मुंजयंत श्रहांद धुमुहारवान दृष्ट्वा सपत्नानुस्तिका कलांत बलिभित कृपितो भृशम. Surrounding Maharaja Bali on all sides were the commanders and captains of the demons sitting on their respective chariots. Among them were the following demons: Namuchi, Sambara, Bana, Viprachiti, Ayomukha, Devi Murdha, Kalanbha, Praheti, Heti, Hwala, Sakuni, Bhutan Santatapa, Vajradamstra, Virochan, Hayagriva, Sanskura, Kapila, Meghdudumbi, Taraka, Kakradak, Sumbha, Nishumbha, Jambha, Utkala, Aristonemi, Tripuradipa, Maya, the sons of Puroma, the Kalayas and the Nivatkarvacha. All these demons had been deprived of their share of the nectar and had shared merely in the labor of churning the ocean. Now they fought against the demigods, and to encourage their armies, they made a tumultuous sound like the roaring of lions and blew loudly on conch shells. Vallabhit, Lord Indrabon, seeing the situation of his ferocious rivals, became extremely angry. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So you see even how the names of all the demons are, the big demons are given, right? Like along with Devatas and even the demons, everyone is described. Yeah. Prem.
Eravatam dikkari marudam sushuve swarat yatha swa vanmudya mudya mahapati. Sitting on Airavat, the elephant who can go anywhere and who holds water and wine in reserve for showering, Lord Indra looked just like sun rising from Udaygiri, where there are reservoirs of water. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is how Lord Indra was described. Kashyasan sarvato deva nanavaha dhvajayudha lokpalaha sahaganer vapya nir varuna udaya. Surrounding Lord Indra, king of heaven, were the demigods seated on various types of vehicles and decorated with flags and weapons. Present among them were Vayu, Agni, Varun, and other rulers of various planets, along with their associates. Anilji?
Anyonyam hi sansrutya kshipanto marmabhirmitha ahyanto vishanto gre yudhurdan duryodhina. The demigods and demons came before each other and reproached one another with words piercing in the heart to the heart. Then they drew near and began fighting face to face in pairs. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Second?
Yuyodha bali rindrena tarakena guhosyata varuno hetina yudhyan mitro rajan prahetina. O king, Maharaj Bali fought with Indra, Kartikeya with Taraka, Varuna with Heti, and Mitra with Praheti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so how each of different devatas fought with each of the demons. Ajay?
Yamastu Kalana Bhen Vishwakarma Mayen Vai Shambaro Yudhe Tvashtra Savitra Tu Virochana. Yamaraj fought with Kalanabha, Vishwakarma with Maya Danav, Twasta with Sambara, and the sun god with Virochana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Aparajiten namuchirshno vrishapvarna Suryo bali sute devo ban jeshte satencha rahuna cha tatha soma pulonmana yudhe nila Shumbho Yodevi Bhadrakali Taraswini. The demigod Aparajita fought with Namuchi, and two Ashwini Kumar's brothers fought with Vrishparva. The sun god fought with the 100 sons of Maharaj Bali, headed by Bana, and moon god fought with Rahu. The demigod controlling air fought with Puloma, and Sumba Nishumba fought the supreme Krishna, powerful material energy Durga Devi, who is called Bhadrakali. Hare Krishna.
Finally,
Vrasha kapistu jambhena mahishena vivavasu ilvalaha saha vatapirbrahmaputrair prindama कामदेवेन दुर्मुष उत्कलो मात्रभिः सह बृहस्पतिश्चोषसा नरकेण शनैश्चरः मरुतो निवात कवचैः कालेर्वसवो अमराः विश्वे देवास्तु पोलो मय रुद्राः कोधवरीशः. O Maharaj Parikshit, suppressor of enemies, Arindama, Lord Shiva fought with Jamba and Vihavasu fought with Mahishasura. Ilvala, along with his brother Vatapi fought the sons of Lord Brahma. Durmarsha fought with Cupid. The demon Utkal with the Matraka demigoddesses. Brahaspati with Surya, Sukracharya, and Sanishchara. Saturn with Narakasura. The Maruts fought Nivat Kavacha, the Vasus fought the Kalkeya demons, the Vasudeva demigods fought the Paulama demons, and the Rudras fought the Krodhavasha demons, who were victims of anger. Hare Krishna.
Second.
So eva majava suraha surendra द्वन्द्वेन संहत्य च युध्यमानः अन्योन्य मासाध्यं निज घ्नु रोजसा जिगीष वस्ति क्षण शरा सीतो मरेह. All of these demigods and demons assembled on the battlefield with a fighting spirit and attacked one another with great strength, all of them desiring victory. They fought in pairs, hitting one another severely with sharpened arrows, swords, and lances. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Yeah. Bhushundi Bhishakra Gad Drashti Patishay Shakyu Lamukai Praspar Rashvadhairapi Nistrisham Shambhalai Paridhay Samudrai Sabhindi Palescha Shirasim Chichedu. They severed one another's heads using weapons like basundis, chakras, clubs, rastis, patisas, shaktis, ulmakas, prasas, parsvardhan, nistrimsas, lances, parigras, mudguras, and bhindipalas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Gajasturganga Sartha Padayata Sarova Vividha Vikhandita Nikrit Bahu Rushiro Dharanyas Chindve Jishwa Satnu Bhushna. The elephants, horses, chariots, charioteers, infantry soldiers, and various kinds of carriers, along with their riders, were slashed to pieces. The arms, thighs, necks, and legs of the soldiers were severed, and the flags, bows, armors, and ornaments were torn apart. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sham padadhatar kangachurnita dayodhana dulbana utthit istada renu dishakham dhumanim chachadayana nevartata shri kistru tibi pariplutat. Because of the impact on the ground of the legs of the demons and demigods and the wheels of the chariots, particles of dust flew violently into the sky and made a dust cloud that covered all directions of outer space, as far as the sun. But when the particles of dust were followed by drops of blood being sprinkled all over space, the dust cloud could no longer float in the sky. Yeah. So this how fierce the battle was between the demons and the devatas. Yeah, even after the Samudra Manthan, right? Mohinī-MūrtiBhagwan appeared. All the nectar is drank by devatas, right? And then after that, this battle again starts. That's what we are reading right now. We'll pause here for most of our time. We'll continue reading this. Yeah, what happens next tomorrow. And again, it's a Shravan Somvar. Yeah. And Shivji Bhagwan's day Somvar. So we are going to hear a nice Shivji ka bhajan. Yeah, and then take a pause. So.
तेरी जटा में बहती है गंगाधारा, भोले तेरी जटा में बहती है गंगाधारा, शंकर तेरी जटा में, शंकर तेरी जटा में बहती है गंगाधारा,
right, so nice, beautiful bhajan of Shivji Bhagwan. Nice to hear during Shravan month. And we'll continue reading this Samudra Manthan and then what happens after, right? Tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Yeah. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.